All right then, here we go. The Bundesliga season kicks off today. Comment section, let me know early on, where do you think we're going to finish this season? For me, as long as we don't get relegated, I'll be very happy. Ignore the friendlies, they haven't gone very well, have they? 6 games, 5 defeats, only the 1 victory. Saying that though, the only reason I arranged these friendlies against bigger clubs was to help us financially. I really hope these 5 defeats haven't affected our team morale, so we're coming into our Bundesliga season with no confidence, basically. What we are going to do though in today's episode, I'm going to run you through the transfers we've made. I'm going to show you the goals of the game against Hyder away in the DFB-Pokal first round, because they're a semi-pro club. I hope there will be a few. And then we're going to show you the first Bundesliga game of the campaign against Schalke at home. So the first man in, Afonso Sousa. He's joined on loan from Porto. $3 a week, 4-star rating for the side at the moment. He's quite a good player. We wanted someone that can play in the centre mid position. Another option there. He can play as a Mazzala or an advanced playmaker, which is the 2 positions we do play there. So that's really helpful. But yes, I thought 22 years old, Portuguese, not really been given a fair shot at Porto. This season could be his coming out party. And if he plays well, who's to say we can't keep him around, long term? Technically, he's pretty good for the job we want him to do. Mentally, he's okay. He's not a downgrade on what we've got at all. He's very sort of on par with the midfielders we already have. And his physicals, for someone that's 5'9" and that weighs 65 kilograms, they're not bad at all. Apart from his jumping reach and strength. Don't focus on those 2. But yes, Afonso Sousa, first one in. Very, very happy. We went back to Portugal to sign Luis Pinheiro, a right back signed from Benfica, their B team, for around 375k. A good deal considering he's already worth $1 million more than that. So if we do have to resell him, hopefully we can make the club a little bit of money. But Alex Pinto didn't come back on loan. We only had Gubel as our right back in the squad, so we needed another one. And I thought, this guy, he's pretty well rounded, isn't he? For a wing back or a full back, whichever role, on a very cheap wage, cheap transfer fee. I thought we can't go wrong here. This was a no-brainer. He gets forward whenever possible. He's got good crossing, okay dribbling, mentals are all right, physicals are okay. I'm quite happy with this guy as a rotation right back for us this season. He's got a negative already. What is his negative? What can he possibly be? Oh, he'd prefer to be part of a social group. Oh, we'll take you bowling or something. Negatives already. Goodness me. The third man in, I consider this a little bit of a coup. Rico Henry from Sheffield United for just under $1 million. Unfortunately, Stuttgart do not want to loan us Ailton again, so we needed a left back. We didn't have one basically, so we needed one. And Rico Henry was transfer listed, fits the system perfectly, looks very, very good. A 3.5-star player, potential to be 4.5-star. He's just superb, isn't he? A $7 a week wage roughly. It's one of the highest in the team, but I think he's going to be worth the money. Good resale value, especially to English clubs if we want to get rid of him in the future. But considering what was available to us as starting left backs go, I think we've got a good one here. Sheffield United signed him for just under 11 million, and they barely played him. He played 8 times in the Premier League for them before he was loaned to Bristol City. Didn't even play in the Championship for them. Now he's in Munich. Hopefully he can pick up on, he can play some football basically. And like we said, if he does have a good season, his price might skyrocket. We can reinvest the money that we potentially sell him for in the future. I think that's going to be important in this save, especially in the first couple of seasons in the Bundesliga, making sure we've got players that if we do sell them on, we can get a bit of money for them. The fourth man in, on loan from Man City, Tommy Doyle. Very, very excited with this. Very, very happy with this. Mazzala, a deep line playmaker, an advanced playmaker, you name it, he can do that job in centre mid. Very good technically, mentally and physically. Came from Man City, so he should know how to play football, you'd think. We're paying him quite a hefty wage. Just over $12 a week for a loan player is quite a lot, but I think he's going to be quite influential for us this season. Plus, again, we haven't got too many English guys, so the likes of Tommy Doyle, Rico Henry coming in, it is nice to have them around. The next man in, Tobias Karlsson, was a free transfer. I think his contract was expiring. He's only on 1k a week. We just needed some depth at centre-back, and I thought it would be nice to have someone who's actually at the club and belongs to us. So Tobias Karlsson, Swedish centre-back, never been capped by Sweden, which is a bit annoying. But if we do need him as a third, potentially fourth choice, I think he'd be able to step in and he'd do okay. Jan Eteke was the next man in, a Cameroonian midfielder. We signed him for I think around 500 grand. It was a relegation release clause from Granada, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 575k. But as defensive midfielders go, for that price, he's not bad, is he? We may have to change this role this season from a deep line playmaker, possibly to an anchorman or a defensive midfielder. And I looked at his attributes for those two roles, and they are really, really good. Plus, I was looking at our midfielders, and we don't really have like a ball-winning midfielder in there or a defensive-minded midfielder, someone that excels in that role, until we found Jan Eteke. 3-star current ability, 4.5 potential. Again, someone that we could flip for a little bit of money in the future. And he's on, I didn't realise, he's on quite a lot of money, 12.5 grand per week. Is he worth it? I don't know. Time will tell, but I'm very, very happy with this. It gives us another way of playing in central midfield. And the last man in so far, there may well be some more arrivals. Rodrigo Conceição, a right winger from Benfica. I think we paid around 300 grand for him. Yeah, 275,000 from the Benfica's B team. A winger on this side. He looks pretty good. Not amazing, but just like last season, we need a bit of depth on our wings. And for the role we'd want him to play, winger attack, literally his attributes are pretty good. Decent physicals, 15 for acceleration, agility and pace. 14 anticipation, 15 flair. He's quite determined, as you can see here. His crossing and dribbling aren't too bad either. So yes, as an out-and-out winger on that side with Isidore, I think is another good option, and a cheap option as well. Just under 3 grand a week, we couldn't go wrong with this one. And that is it so far for the ins. 2.2 million spent, 1.2 made on Nicholas Lang left the club for 300k, Joaquin Figueira for 500k, and Dylan George for 400k. Basically, those 3 players were either youngsters or people that just weren't going to be part of the plans this season, so we needed to get a little bit of money for them at least. Looking at the squad then, there are still players that I do want to get in. There's still positions that I feel we do need to strengthen. I'm not sure what's going on with Andre Weiss in goal, but I am heavily scouting some keepers. That is a priority of mine. But as you can see, if you look through the squad, some loan players have returned from last season. Sepp van den Berg, Kevin Bakusu, Pershers, Yannick Marchand, Moise Keane and Wilson Isidore. So players returning to us that played a pivotal role in our promotion last season. Hopefully this season they continue to improve, because I feel like they're becoming part of the squad now. If there is a chance to sign some of these guys permanently in the future, the likes of Moise Keane, Isidore, Marchand, Pershers, I'd very, very much like to do so. We literally cannot afford it at the moment. A few guys here on trial as well. Kevin Wimmer looks very, very good. Only 29, the former Spurs player. Looks like he'll be a very, very good option for us at centre-back. He wants a little bit too much money at the moment, so we're hoping that nobody else becomes interested and he would want to sign for us. The same with Ben Woodburn as well. Released by Liverpool, nobody's interested at the moment, but again, wants too much money. He doesn't look amazing physically, but as a good rotation option and someone we could potentially sell in the future, he's been capped by Wales 12 times, so he can't be that bad. So rest assured, there are still players and positions that I'm looking to strengthen. I do feel like we need a little bit more quality, a little bit more depth, if we want to survive in the Bundesliga this season. So today's game, hide away in the DFB-Pokal first round. We should win very comfortably. So what I'm just going to do is bring you the goals as and when they go in. And then after this match, we'll bring you the full Schalke match at home, our debut game in the Bundesliga. 2 minutes in, we have taken the lead. Rodrigo Conceição down the right, whips in, and Rolando Aarons at the back post, volleys in, 1-0. And if we start the season in the Bundesliga like this, oh, that'd be fantastic. An hour's gone. We've conceded a goal. It's quite a good header, to be fair, from Meyer. But if you have a look at the stats, they've had 1 shot, 1 on target. We've had 18 and 10 on target. So, okay, they've had a man sent off 5 minutes from the end of the game. Rico Henry's ball in. Wilson Isidore with a header at the back post. A superb finish. Do we expect any less from this man? Okay, it's full time. We've won 2-1 into the DFB-Pokal second round. Rolando Aarons and Isidore with the goals. 28 shots, 14 on target, compared to their 1 shot, 1 on target and 1 goal. What we'll do now, we'll skip forward, see who we get in the second round, and then skip forward to Schalke at home. Okay, the DFB-Pokal second round draw. Who do we get? A nice home draw against a team from the lower divisions would be nice. If we can get as far as we can in this competition, just for a little bit more money. We get FC St. Pauli. We're no stranger to playing St. Pauli. I think we played them in the last episode of Season 3, the year we got promoted from the Bundesliga 2. The 7th of September, FC St. Pauli at home. A favourable draw, you'd like to think. Okay, we've got Schalke in 5 days. Our Bundesliga debut. I'm looking forward to it. Slightly nervous. Hopefully you don't get trounced. I'll see you in 5 days. Okay, welcome back. Just 2 quick bits of transfer news before we get into the game. Henrique Pereira has signed from Benfica for 1.2 million. A left winger, inverted winger or an inside forward. good attributes for both roles. He provides us with another option out on the left. We only really have Rolando Aarons out here who can play as the winger. So a different role on the left-hand side I think is really beneficial. But at 20 years old, a cheap price, well, cheap-ish, not cheap for us. It used the rest of our budget. Not a bad wage, 12 grand a week for 4 years. And someone that if we need to sell, we can, and we can make some money on him. And another youngster has left, Mark Allers, for 475,000 to Union Berlin. So a lot of our youngsters being snapped up, but they're youngsters that I don't think will ever break into the first team for us, so I don't mind seeing them go. Okay, our team for Schalke at home, our Bundesliga debut at Grünwalder. Weiss in goal, still trying to sort out the goalkeeper situation. A back four of Pinheiro, Vandenberg, Bakusu and Henry. A midfield three of Eteki, Sousa and Bekiroglu. Konsiakau on the right, Aarons on the left and Moise Keane up front. Schurz misses out through injury. Marchand misses out because he's not fully fit. I'd like to be able to see what Sousa can do in midfield as well. And Isidore isn't fully fit. And Konsiakau had a really good game in the last game. If he can carry that form today, hopefully we can nick a point or a win. For this season as well, we are going back to 2D to see how that plays out this season. 2D and 3D highlights. In the Bundesliga, I feel like it's going to be important for me to analyse what's going on, and it's easier to see what's happening on the pitch from the 2D angle. The more comfortable we get, we might go back to 3D, but at the moment, we're going to kick off with 2D. 20 minutes gone, not much has happened. We look like we're holding our own, keeping the ball well, not allowing them to have too many shots. We're not having too many ourselves, to be fair. But there is a highlight, the first of the game, the first of the Bundesliga. I'm really milking the fact that we're up, but, I mean, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Rodrigo Konsiakau coming forward down the right. Can he find someone? The ball in. Moise Keane. Moise Keane's header. We are 1-0 up in our debut match in the Bundesliga. Konsiakau, what did we say about this boy? He had a fantastic first game and he has carried this form into the Schalke game. This is exactly what we want him to do. Just run at the defenders, get the ball in, and Moise Keane with a downward header. The keeper should do better, but we will take it. 1-0 just before the half an hour mark. We can't sing We're Going Up now because we are in the top division. What can we sing? We're going to win the league. We're going to win the league. And now you're going to believe. Sorry. I'm getting far too ahead of myself. Half time is approaching. We're going to take a 1-0 lead into the break. We've played really well. 5 shots, 2 on target, 60% possession. Well done, boys. Can I? Yeah, very happy. Jaffa cakes, oranges. Get back out there. Win us the game. A highlight from the goal kick. And this is what I like to see. The whole pitch, so I can really examine and have a look at what's going on in terms of how we're playing, where the space is. You know, all that tactical analysis side of stuff. You've got to think, though, Schalke this half will be going up a few gears and making us work if we want to get a win from this game. A point I'd still take. Isaac's header goes past the post. They've started well. We're going to demand a little bit more. Free kick for Schalke. Griffo to whip in. I've got a bad feeling. That's got some whip on it. And Lys Mousset, we know about this guy from his Premier League days, has scored for Schalke. That's annoying. See it here in 3D. The ball in. That's got some bend on it. And is that just hit him on the head? I don't even think he intentionally meant that. Okay, a double change on the wings. Pereira and Isidore coming on for Aarons and Konsiakau. Corner to Schalke, 15 minutes to go. Oh. It's 2-1. Jean-Claire Todibo. I mean, we're playing against players like that. That's not fair. The ball in from Griffo again causes problems. Weiss, I mean, what sort of goalkeeping is that? We need to change the keeper. I need to change the keeper. Marchand has come on for Eteki. We've changed formation. We've gone attacking to try and get an equaliser. We've basically done nothing this second half. A good first half, but second half, we've really let ourselves down. Very attacking for the last few minutes. 4 minutes added on. There is a late highlight. If we score here and take a point, I mean, will we deserve it? I don't know. We'll take it though. Sousa, can he find someone? He looks for the back post. There's no one there. Make sure we get the second ball. Yannick Marchand. Henry's in loads of space on the left-hand side. If he can find a ball in. Oh, we scored! We scored! Afonso Sousa. What a fantastic cross. What a touch. What a finish. In the 93rd minute, we've got an equaliser. Marchand collected the ball. He sprayed it out left for Rico Henry. The drilled cross found Sousa. What a touch. What a finish. We're going to take a point from our first game in the Bundesliga. There it is then, a 2-2 draw, a last-minute equaliser. I think we deserved it based on the play and the match stats throughout the game. I think we definitely deserve to take a point from that. Well done, lads. We've proved people wrong by avoiding defeat. They seem to love it. The news article actually says Super Sub Mousset rescues Schalke, so we've got to take that as a compliment, surely. There are things I saw in that first game, though, that I would like to change moving forward in terms of our tactics and instructions. I will be implementing them from now, and hopefully We can't play this season like we played last season. We have to make some changes based on the fact that we are playing much superior opposition now. In terms of next episode, it would be nice to have a run in the DFB-Pokal. So we're going to come back for FC St. Pauli at home and Hoffenheim at home as well. Hopefully the 3 games in between that, we don't lose them all. Hopefully. Of course, the 2 games we come back for are after the transfer deadline as well. So I will, of course, update you with any new incomings or outgoings in that episode. We are, however, going to leave this episode here. I'm quite happy with that. A win in the cup, a home draw in the league against, you'd think, Schalke, one of the better teams. The signings, I think, are pretty good. There's more to come. There's a lot to look forward to this season. If you've enjoyed it, please do drop a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you 7 p.m. Monday evening for the next episode. Take care. Goodbye.